They say better late than never. I meant to get this video out a while ago. Things got busy again. The honeydew list took over. Thanks, honey, for the awesome shirt. I love my Idaho, my bearded Idaho shirt. When this whole Kung Flu scare, panic crap took over, I got to thinking about my friends who, hadn't got a chance to get out there and actually buy a pistol to defend themselves should they need, should things get really bad. We've had a couple of cases of some real stupid people going crazy out there. Nova Scotia is the big one that's on the news right now. About 19 people killed. Super sad. It took the cops 12 hours to find this guy and stop him. How many people would have been saved had they been able to have a defensive weapon in their house? You are never going to be able to stop a bad guy by calling the police when the bad guy's in your face. There is no physical possible way without bending or breaking the rules of physics and the universe to get a cop there in front of you pointing a gun at the bad guy before he can pull a trigger, okay? Or stab you, or hit you with a baseball bat, or run you down with his car, or whatever, ravage your wife, your kids, all that kind of stuff. Beat you to death in front of them. Okay, do you guys get the point? So having a concealed carry, having a defensive weapon in your house, on your person at all times, maybe safer while you're sleeping. And sometimes there's cases probably where you should have it on while you're sleeping too. Been in those cases. And or under a pillow or something like that. Keep it in a holster that fixes it in that, though, if you're going to carry it hot. So anyway, so what are you going to carry? You're a new gun owner. You've got all these choices in front of you. You've got all your buddies swearing up and down you should always buy Glock. Nothing's better than a Glock. Well, yeah, there's better guns than Glocks out there. There's more preferred carry guns. There's better combat guns out there. But you know what? It just comes down to personal preference to a point. There comes a point, though, if you go too cheap, like this little 380 piece of crap this guy I knew carried, absolutely unreliable, you're going to get yourself killed because you're going to be so busy screwing around with that thing, trying to get it to function, that you're going to get attacked, stabbed to death or whatever, overwhelmed. And so carrying the right pistol, carrying a reliable pistol that's extremely accurate becomes really a matter of life and death, probably for you and your family. And I really hope that this thing's plugged in. I really hope that when you're making this decision, you make it based on cold hard facts, based on a real need, based on your situation, what you're going to be wearing, what you're going to be carrying, realistically. Because if you're buying a freaking Desert Eagle 50 cal pistol and you think your wife is going to carry that on her in her purse, you're probably wrong, and she's going to leave that piece of crap at home, and it's never going to be of any use to you and your family, except to drain your bank account and make that a little lighter, I suppose. So I've got 3 pistols that I alternate between depending on the situation, depending on what I'm wearing. If I want to go really deep cover on carry, I'm going to go to a micro compact, as they're called now. And I carry this pistol. Appendix carry right now, or on the hip. Right now I've got a new Kydex holster. Sorry about the dog barking. Go! I carry this appendix only. This is a Freedom holster. Appendix only. It's got the wing on it. This pushes out on your belt, and this pushes the pistol in against your stomach. I carry a magazine in it too. I'm not all that crazy about that now that I've actually had it, except that it is really deep carry. Deep concealment carry. So it is nice having that mag because I can be up and load really quickly. And I have this little tiny pistol here that has actually got 12 +1 in it right now. Had to think about that. Or you can carry it with the 10-round mags that it includes. This does come in an XL version. I'm sure that's very, very nice. I chose the micro because it fit the need that I had to have something that was really, really good to carry for appendix, so that if I'm wearing shorts in the summer and stuff like that, I have something on me that's got high capacity, maximum concealability. So I will say one of the things I really like about this pistol is how easy it is to disassemble. You lock the slide back on by pushing this button right here up. You're going to push that up with your thumb. You're going to lock it back. You turn this little lever in the front down, and then the whole slide will slide off, and you can do your disassembly and cleaning. In order to put it back together, all you do is you slide the slide back on and hit the release here, and when you hit that release, it will automatically flip this lever down and the gun is back together. And of course you want to rack it a bunch of times, do a dry fire into a safe direction, and you're good to go. So that's a micro. This is a really great little compact carry pistol. It is harder to shoot than the pistols that I'm about to show you though. So moving up from there, I'm going to move to either, this is a Glock 48. You can get it in a short barreled version in a Glock 43X. I went with the 48 because I wanted the longer barrel for, longer shots, more of a combat concealed carry pistol. And I went with a Freedom holster with a adjustable belt clip here so that I could also carry it appendix or carry it on the hip. It has the wing for appendix carry, which you can take off or leave on. I leave it on even when I'm carrying it on off the hip. This is a great little holster. It's very fast and it's pretty comfortable to carry. I added a little bit of that foam that I like, the craft store foam that I've mentioned in my long range rifle videos, and I did spray adhesive on here that gives me a little bit of cushioning here so that things not digging into my freaking love handles. One of the benefits of this pistol, it's a single stack technically, but you can get the Shield Arms magazines for them. I've got some coming in the mail right now. They're a 15-round magazine. I've got 3 of them coming because I like to carry 2 backups at sometimes. I mean, there's nothing says I love you like, what is it, like 46 rounds, right? I had to do some math there because last time I was thinking about buying them, I was thinking about getting the +5 extension. Then I saw how big the +5 extension was. I was like, screw that, it's not worth having the +5 extension and having all that junk like hanging, off to the belt, blah, blah, blah. It just didn't seem worth it to me. This to me is not a competition gun. It is a undercover concealed carry. I live in the wrong part of town gun that's got a lot of capacity and is going to give you a heck of a lot of firepower with a very slim pistol. It is longer by far than the Sig P365, and that's why the Sig P365 carries, for me is a nice carry gun, especially if you're carrying appendix because you're not crushing all your goodies. And yeah, sometimes I guess it pays to be, I don't know, it must be easier for women to carry appendix. I mean, if there's any women that are watching this, leave a comment below. Let us know, how uncomfortable is it to carry appendix? Because personally, after a while, carrying appendix is not very comfortable as a guy. All right, moving on. Duty / undercover / combat pistol. My favorite semi full size compact pistol. You can get up to 17 rounds if you carry a full-size mag with this thing. It includes things like spacers to carry those mags in this thing, so you can carry up to 18 rounds in it if you want to. I carry it with the normal 15-round mags that come with it. I carry 2 of these, so I've got 30 rounds on me. I've got a full-size magazine that I sometimes carry as well too, depending on where I'm going. So this is by far the best combat pistol out there. It needs nothing except sights when you buy it. And I would highly recommend the TrueGlow FDX sights. Man, those guys should be paying me to say that. I have those sights on like 3 guns now. On my son's carry gun, his Glock 43, which was mine. He's old enough, he's got a CCW and all that stuff. It's all totally legal. And then I've got them on, what have I got them on now? I've got them on 2 of the pistol I'm about to show you, and I've got them on the Glock 48 as well too. So they're great because you can rack them off your belt, even if it's through clothing. You know, you just need a hard surface. All right, so okay, you guys have seen a little bit about this gun that I've done before. This is my Smith and Wesson M&P compact 4-inch barrel version. You can get it in 3.5-inch barrel version, and I think they do make it with a shorter grip now, but to tell you the truth, I haven't really been paying attention the last few months. I love this pistol. It is so natural to shoot with that 1911 18-degree grip angle, and they've done a lot to increase the durability of these pistols. They've increased the length of the framework that's inside. So if you're carrying a lighter or laser or anything like that on here, it's a lot better supported up front than it used to be.
1.0.
So now you, like what I'm saying is you actually have a metal frame that comes right up into the front. It's got interchangeable back straps, so you can switch these out. I use a small on my full size, and I use a medium on here. I just like just like the way it feels. It's just the length of the grip. There's a bit more real estate with the medium for me. And I love the triggers on these things. The triggers on these are fan-flippin-tastic. There's just really nothing that I don't like about this pistol. So if I really knew ahead of time, or suspected that I was going into an area where I was in more danger than, you know, I would normally be on a daily basis, for instance, traveling to a bad part of town, that kind of thing, then this is the pistol that I would carry with me, just because it is so natural in the hand. It's so easy to control. It's not a pistol I shoot a lot. Like I say, I have a full-size version of that. That's the one I put the rounds through, because transferring back and forth from pistol to pistol is not a big deal with those. And, you know, it's just an extension of my body at this point. Now, one of the things that I mentioned there is like the grip angle. We're talking the frame to the grip angle here. This is 18 degrees. On a Glock, it's 22. It comes back a little bit more. For some people, that's better. For me, the 18 degrees is just a little bit better, and I think when milliseconds count, this, you know, that could be the difference between an accurate and maybe a just slightly less accurate shot. One of the things that I forgot to mention with the Sig P365 is that it is also a 1911 grip angle, and so that makes it a really natural frame size or shape to shoot. So for a new shooter, you may find when you come up that you're more naturally on your sights than you would be with a Glock. So I challenge you to compare that when you're buying a pistol. Bring it up and see, without really trying, just hold it out in front of you and see which one you pull the sights up on faster or easier, which feels better to you. You're gonna notice that one is gonna make your wrist feel like it's too far back or too far forward, and you're going to end up with your sight dipping or being too high. So take that into account. You know, practice your draw and see which one you come up with a better sight presentation, and I'd say that's probably a better fit for you. So that's the 3 pistols that I prefer to carry. There's loads of other great pistols out there. Smith and Wesson's got a ton of good models. Glock has a ton of other good models. I like the 48 because I can carry 16 rounds in that thing now, in a slimline single stack pistol, and that's the same as carrying a full-size pistol. The things I don't like about it is the slippery grip. It's not anywhere near as good as the Smith and Wesson is, or the Sig P365. But at the same time, if I've got it in deep concealment and I need to slide my hand onto that, I can get onto that grip fast. The downside to that is that if it does get wet, or you do get shot or cut or something like that, it's going to be a lot more slippery to hold on to if it's not, say, stippled or something like that. The bonus that everybody sort of overlooks with the Sig P365 is that pistol, with its great little frame, like I say, that's built around that magazine, that frame you could modify however you want, and if you don't like it, you can replace that frame just like you can with a Sig P320. So there's benefits to that. It's a fantastic little pistol. I've practiced. I can do a draw in, you know, a really fairly short period of time from concealment with that, and so that's, you know, a nice little pistol. The sacrifice to it is that you're not getting that velocity, and you're probably not going to get that expansion. So you may want to do more research into the bullets that you're actually using. And I do purposely mean bullets, because you've got options with different cartridges for the 9mm that all have different expansion rates. So with the critical defense, you don't get as much expansion rate, but it will pierce through things like windshields and that kind of stuff. So if you're in a situation like I was in Missoula at one point, where I had this crazy guy come up on the vehicle, and this was when I was just moving down here, didn't have carry conceal or anything, and we had a road rager come up, and it was freaking scary. Really wondered if he was going to shoot us or something like that after cutting us off in traffic when I was towing. You know, that critical duty round is a good round for a situation like that, where I may have to shoot through glass, that kind of thing, because it's going to carry through that and carry a lot more energy. The critical defense, I mean, that's the next step down. It doesn't have as much velocity. It's not going to go through barriers as well, but it's got less recoil, and it's going to be easier to control for new shooters, or those, you know, not used to shooting plus Ps, high powered rounds in a small gun. It's also easier on the frame of the gun to shoot like a sort of a normal pressure round rather than a plus P. A plus P just means it's parabellum. It's plus parabellum means plus power, and it's typically a duty round. Now there's lots and lots of other defensive rounds that you can carry out there that have got different bullets in them, that have different expansion rates and stuff, and you've just got to determine what you want. You know, if you're just buying it for a defensive gun at home, you may not want something that goes through barriers, because you don't want to accidentally hit your kids, or have a stray errant round go through and hit a kid or a family member when you're defending your household. So go out, watch like any of the 1,000+ videos on expansion rate, gel test, that kind of thing when you're selecting bullets, and then go out and test a couple of packs through that pistol with it, and you know, be safe. Remember the 5 rules, the 5 safety rules. The biggest one is the biggest 2 in my mind are treat every gun as if it's loaded at all times, and never point a gun at anything that you do not wish to destroy. So guys, that's it. This has been a long video, and I hope it's helpful to you guys that are new gun owners. If you're in Idaho, you know, look up rangetech.us, and, you know, consider coming and taking a course in pistol or rifle. And we've got loads of experience behind us, and we can provide you some excellent training and make you and your family a lot safer. So thanks guys, I really appreciate you guys sticking through to the end with it. I again, you know, really appreciate the support on the channel. We get a little tiny bit of advertising revenue from the channel, but we don't get anywhere near what it cost us to keep this going. So I mean, you tell us if you think it's worth it. Should we do a Patreon or something like that, where I can give you guys some more in-depth advice, training, that kind of thing? If that's of interest to you, let me know. And especially with this lockdown and stuff like that, I mean, we've all got a lot of catching up to do, especially you new gun owners, and I mean, I praise you for taking this seriously and being out there, you know, purchasing new guns and being ready to protect your family. My heart goes out to the families of those in Nova Scotia that were killed, and what a shame